Do you see Ethan?
Yes.
Can you grab him? I wanted to go over your daily sheet with you. Okay, so remember the first half? We talked about this. I just hadn't written it down yet. You worked the whole time. You closed your reading. You had no negative self-talk the whole morning.
Yes!
I know. So proud of you.
The whole day.
The whole day you did it. I'm Holly. I'm an LL guide in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm the campus reading specialist. So my first graduate program, my dissertation was focused on educating the whole child and not just focusing on academics, but also focusing on those like social emotional skills. And we ended up having a lot of the general ed kids would see the resources that I was giving them and the strategies that I was giving to my students and started asking me to help them with those exact same things because they were also struggling with them, but they didn't have an IEP. It's a much bigger need than I think we realized. Ethan is saying if I'm in this same spot, then I have a hard time focusing. That way we were not distracted and playing with them. I loved the actual part of my job, right? Being able to work with those kids. And I got to know them and their families, but then there's all of these more administrative paperwork tasks. And there's just so many annoying pieces of it that I knew I needed something, but I didn't know what I needed. And Libby, what do you think is? I think my Google search was like unknown education job words or like hidden gem education job words. It was not intentional. Like I didn't even know about Alpha. I found crossover. And at first I was like, that's not real because I'm like, there's no way that you're gonna be working like in education and your salaries are that high. Like that's just not possible. And I was like talking to my husband about it and he was like, well, like just apply for it and what's gonna happen? I applied and it was not as straightforward as your typical application, which now I think is so very beneficial. Just that common ground between guides of like, you know what everybody went through to qualify to be here. It puts you in a level of trust with your team that you don't necessarily have elsewhere. I like that Kai is getting ready. So it's definitely guide first and reading specialist second. Like your guide group is still top priority for you. But then I am also here to monitor each of the kids' progression in terms of where are they starting? Are they on grade level or not? And then are they making the progress like we're expecting them to? If either of those is a no, that's when I come in and do interventions for reading skills. And then in LL, that's much more of my day because they're naturally just learning to read. And so those kids, I provide extra reading support each day. There you go. That was kind of unfair. They put them right together. I think Alpha provides individualized education so much more. You can be in one grade level in reading and a different one in math, and it's very tailored to them. But even beyond that, it is sometimes a very specific, personalized skill. That's not something you could do in public school. But also in terms of those like emotional development and their social development, all of those things that you need for life, that is so much more individualized because instead of 30 kids, we've got 6 or 7 kids in our room. And in our guide group, we have no more than 5. So we get to really, really know them and target how they need to succeed. I think I was afraid that I was gonna lose some of that feeling and knowing that I was really making an impact. And also building those relationships with families, I was a little bit afraid that that was gonna go away. But everybody wants to know what their kids are doing and everybody is invested in their kids. And so it's kind of just amped up because there's less of them. And so you're even more on a team with those families and you're having even more of a relationship and impact on each of the kids. There's not a piece of like what I do here that I don't enjoy. Every piece of the people I work with and what I get to do and the kids that I get to work with, all of that is just areas for me to have a lot of joy.